Got another sales question. Question is, Jordan, what if I'm just not cut out for this? Meaning, what if I'm just not cut out for sales? What if this isn't for me? I'm gonna share a killer story for you from literally the first 2 weeks of my sales career real quick. But this question is gonna hit probably every single person out there. The one commonality that most people have that have any type of real success in sales is that they've literally thought this a million times, but they just never quit. Here's my story. This shaped the perspective of my entire life and was probably one of the most valuable lessons I was ever taught by my dear mother. Years and years and years and years ago, in my very first sales job when I was a teenager, I got dropped off in Milwaukee on a street corner with a binder trying to sell alarm systems. We weren't even really selling them, we were giving them away, and obviously we would get them to sign the monitoring contract for $49 a month and we would get paid a commission. Anyway, for 2 weeks, I'm getting dropped off and I am knocking doors from about 10 o'clock in the morning until literally 8, 9 o'clock at night during the summertime, because obviously sun stays up longer. And I am literally getting nothing. Every single day, I'm going into the office at 9:30, 10 o'clock for our correlation, and Tommy got a deal, Dave got a deal, you know, everyone was getting deals. I'm watching everybody make money, get yeses, and literally get deals. And there's little old Stupar sitting in his chair, just literally googly-eyed at all these people having all this success. And every single time they asked me, Jordan, what did you do today? What did you do yesterday? Zero. And I just say that every single day for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I found myself on a street corner smoking a cigarette, because that's what I did back in the day, regretfully. Thank God I quit. And I called my mother because I didn't have the confidence to call my manager and tell him that I was gonna quit. I was gonna just call my mother, Mom, come pick me up. So I call up my mom. I'm on the street corner smoking the cigarette. And my mom picks up the phone and I said, Mom, it's been 2 weeks. I've knocked every door in my hood, in my neighborhood here on the street, and I have made no sales. I don't think I'm cut out for this, and I officially, as of right now, quit. Can you come pick me up? My mom says, you know what, Jordan? Sure, I'll come pick you up. It's okay for you to quit. Maybe this isn't the right thing for you. However, I will pick you up under one condition. And I rolled my eyes, I probably sighed, and I said, what condition is that, Mom? She says, well, it's gonna take me a minute to get there. My only ask and the only condition is you have to knock on one more door. I didn't really know at the time what my mother was really trying to do there, but I agreed to her one condition, and I decided that I would knock one more door. So I hung up the phone. I was obviously overwhelmingly grateful for the fact that I was gonna be done with sales for the rest of my life and I was never gonna knock another door. So I flicked my cigarette, and before the butt of that cigarette hit the concrete, I heard a guy a couple doors down say, hey man, and I looked over and I saw Father Time. I'm talking about the oldest guy I have ever seen in my entire life. This guy probably wasn't even a real guy. He's like an angel or something like that. I'm not sure. He was working on the oldest truck I have ever seen in my life. Hood up, he's getting all greasy, working on the engine, whatever, and he's calling me down. He's like, hey man, come down here real quick. And I'm like, I'm either gonna get beat up, I'm gonna get in trouble, I don't know what's going on. So I reluctantly start walking in his direction. He kind of pops up from under the hood and he's like, yo man, what you selling? And I was like, I'm not really selling anything, sir. I'm just giving away alarm systems to a couple homeowners here on the street, because that was the pitch. And he said, well, I'll be damned. We better get inside then. I've been looking at getting one of those, and I suppose you're probably gonna be my guy that sells it to me. And literally, I was like, whoa, this is insane. This can't be real. This is too easy. Stuff doesn't happen like this, but whatever. I walked into his house with him. We sat down, and he was an absolute laydown. Dream client, especially if you'd never really sold anything before. However, there was one thing that I was a little bit still feeling not good about, and that was the fact that I was in a lower income neighborhood, if you know what I mean. And in order to actually qualify for the payments of the alarm and actually formalize making a sale, The customers have to be a homeowner, which he was, but they also have to pass a credit check, and they have to have above a 625 credit score. So that worried me a little bit, but I collected his information in order to call the credit check department at the office, and I ran the credit, and guess what the girl on the phone said? She said, "That's an A as in alpha." My blood started flowing backwards. I was getting so excited. I was literally in a position to make a sale, and this guy had showed no objections, no signs of, any reason why he wouldn't do the deal. So we drafted up the contract, and I hit him full pop, $49 a month for a 3-year contract, and I collected $99 activation, and I got the voided check for payments, which meant the credit card's never going to decline because there was no credit card on the deal. Anyway, I walked out of his house about 30 minutes after walking in it, and I remember my shoe hitting his doorstep when I walked out his front door, and I had realized that I made $225 in commissions in about 30 minutes or so. And that right there, my friends, was the moment that I realized that it didn't matter if I was cut out for sales, but I was going to make sales work for me. The only thing I obsessed over from that period of time until literally today is how many times in a day can I get somebody like that to say yes to me, and how good can I actually get at making that happen. Hey, if you're getting any value from this video or any of my other content and it's helping you grow your sales and make more money, then now would be a good time to hit the subscribe button below so you never miss out on any future content and can continue building your business. So I share that story with you, ladies and gentlemen, to let you know a couple of things. Number one, you may not be cut out for sales, but you can absolutely make it work for you if you decide that you're not going to quit and that you do one more door, one more call, one more day, one more sales activity, one more week, one more month. Stay in the game. Literally. Number two, every single successful person I know, including myself, literally has had mental uncertainty, and we have had doubt cross our minds probably more often than we've had anything about certainty and about confidence cross our minds. But we stay plugged into the game. We do the things that we know we need to do over and over and over again despite not winning, because guess what? We know that sooner or later, that laydown, Mr. Father Time, is literally going to go out of his way to knock on my door if I'm just there. So don't give up, don't quit, and don't think for a moment that this won't work out if you stay plugged into the game and you give it your all. At the end of the day, sure, you might not be cut out for sales, just like I wasn't cut out for sales. But I made sales work for me, and I decided to cut myself into sales, and you can do the exact same thing if you really want to. And at the end of the day, let me ask you another question. What the hell else are you gonna do? Really? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go pick up the trumpet that you played in like high school band class? You think you're gonna make a living doing that? Do you really think that it's probably a good idea to go back to college, put yourself 100 G's in debt so that you can become, what, a pharmacist for the rest of your life and work at Walgreens? What else are you really gonna do except for understand how to communicate, articulate, motivate, persuade, and help other people do good business? That's the best form of compensation I've ever seen in my entire life. And if you're in sales and you're thinking that this is hard, guess what? Every single thing else in your life is gonna be hard too. And all you have to do is stay in the game, keep on going, and guess what? Sooner or later, you will strike gold. Hey, it's Jordan Stupar. Thanks so much for watching my content. If you enjoyed it, now would be a good time as well to hit the subscribe button so that you never miss a beat. And by the way, if you're truly interested in taking your team, your sales, and revenue to $10 million and beyond, then I would encourage you to hit the link in the description so that you can chat with us. We're looking for a couple more businesses here in 2025 where we can help double your sales and take you to $10 million a year. We do a whole lot more than just YouTube, and I would love to connect with other ambitious, growth-oriented entrepreneurs like yourself. If nothing else, I'll see you in the next video.